RIP to DMX, man. I didn't realize how much he affected everybody's music career. Like he did a lot.
Everyone, bro. I don't like
Yeah.
growing up. Like people be like, "Oh man, these niggas is fake. They ain't really like them, man." Growing up, everybody around me like this. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Everybody who I know liked them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was pretty big. He was pretty big. The movies, I liked them. Yeah, he's not gonna be mixed.
I like his whole portfolio, man. I like that he
Yeah,
was present. He was a present person. He was him all the way.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So like that's a blessing.
Back at it again. It's a photo culture podcast. I go by the name Exotic Rose. And today we have a special guest, Cre8tive God. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on with y'all, man? What's happening? I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for coming on. I seen your little. You clean up pretty nice, man. I seen you got the wedding with your cousin. What was his
Yeah.
name?
Iron.
Myron. Yeah, I was like, okay, that boy cleaned up pretty nice.
Oh yeah, man. For the occasion.
Okay. He played football too, right? Or like for
Yeah,
Vanderbilt?
he used to play for Tampa Bay.
Oh wow. Okay, and they just won last year too. How you felt about that?
I don't know. I
Oh,
gotta ask
okay.
him.
All right. Well, this is your first time here, so let's get to the basics and let's start with you was born in Orlando, Florida, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
At what age did you move to Broward County?
Recently after like that time, from birth to like a year maybe.
Oh wow. So you didn't even last in Orlando that long, no.
Uh,
Okay.
and
All
then
right.
but we moved to Broward. Then we went back to the Virgin Islands for a minute. Then came back.
Oh, okay. So your family's originally from the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how was it growing up? Did you move a lot? Like how was it growing up?
Nah,
Mother, father?
yeah. Mom and dad was together for a little bit. Then they split. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Parents split, so I was with mother a lot, and we moved around a lot and all that stuff.
Okay. Brothers, sisters, or is it
Yeah, I
just
got
you?
one older brother. My brother Pat, Doc Dollars. You feel me? And my little sister Sherelle.
Okay, perfect.
You know what
All
I'm
right. Where did the music come from? Did it come from your brothers, sisters, or your mom wasn't a musician, or your dad? Like,
My mom used to sing and do all kinds of like background vocals for people and stuff like that until she got like the diabetes really started like messing with her. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Times changed, but she used to be singing for a lot of people and singing all the time. So she even did like some background vocals for Tupac. She let me hear when I was a kid, a long time
Oh,
ago.
for real?
Yeah, like long. I was a jit.
Oh, dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All
But
right. You guys.
my brother really got me into it though, all the way, because he would
Okay.
always like provide, you know, that environment for me since he seen I always was in the keyboards and music and things like that. He'll make sure that I'm always around the studio and recording from like young, 10, 11.
Okay. And is that where you got your audio engineering skills and producing skills from him, or you taught
Uh,
yourself?
it was self-taught, but me and him, you basically at first, but then after a while, I went to school. I actually went to school for it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. What school you went to for it?
The SAE, North Miami,
Okay.
and that right there turned me into a beast because like all the years of self-taught shit plus the professional shit, it
Everything
was
just hit.
perfect
Just
combination.
okay.
From the mud, then you add the shit that's you get what I'm saying? That's beyond the mud, and then this is what you have.
Do you feel like anybody that wants to pursue music should learn every side of it, like producing and making music?
At least I feel like you should learn more than one side. You ain't gotta learn every single thing, but if that's what like you're into and it's not gonna like hinder anything you're doing, yeah,
Uh
get into
huh.
all that shit. I'm into all that shit, but everybody can't do all that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I
True.
feel like you have to get into the business. All right, if you're doing your art, perfect your craft, of course, and then pick up something else, whether it's promoting or like networking, something like you gotta figure producing, engineering, something. You gotta do something else to add value to yourself because everyone's
True.
doing what you're doing. You get what I'm
True.
saying? So you might as well add something that bring more value to you and make you stand.
Add more stuff to your resume, make you stand out more.
Exactly. And
All
add
right.
more information in with what you're doing so you know what you're getting yourself into and you ain't crying later about what you got. You got
Did you
I understand to a degree, but at the same time, educate yourself so you don't go through that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
did you have to go through a lot of stuff shits pretty much in your beginning stages? Like where you was like, you know what? I gotta learn this shit on my own.
Yeah, man, because like everything's about momentum, right? So I realized I'll get the momentum going and, you know, run out of resources, then I got to get more, then slowing down, then put it back
Oh,
in, then it goes up, then it slows down. So I realized, you know what, get the campaign, get everything ready, get right, and then present it. So you could just put the fans and your people who are into you on schedule. And therefore, once they're on routine, they know that they can trust you now to provide them the content they need rather than you drop it, then they're waiting on you. Well, I haven't heard them. They looking around to see who's next. Oh, well, this person been grinding. Let me listen to that person now. It looks like you're playing around or you're not serious or you're not making moves. So you
true.
want to keep that momentum going.
Okay. Yeah, I heard stories. I'm not an artist, so I don't really know the whole process of stuff, but I heard stories of people, artists talk about how they will book a music video to get edited by somebody,
Yeah,
and it'll be taking months sometimes to even see it.
yeah. Depends
And I'll
on
be like, that's crazy because, like you said, it's all about momentum. So you got a music, you got a single out, and then you got to wait 6 months for the
yeah,
person to put it out and edit it for you. But
exactly.
then I started looking at it from the guy's point of view too. If he got famous people videos coming at him like Meat Mill or something like that, then it's like, what should he do? How does he balance it?
Yeah, look how Drew filmed it. Do it. Drew filmed it, gets it, and he does it. He gets it done, and then he releases it the next day or 2, 3 days later because he knows. Though he knows it's all about ethic and how you do it. Certain
Okay.
people, have to take a while because whatever their process is, but that's why you figure out who's who and which one works for you. If you know that person takes 6 months, then you got a plan for a year with this person. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah, I
got
see
to
what you're saying.
understand, all right, he has a lot of work. You got to plan. If that's a person you want to go with, then you just got to plan for a year. I'm going to work with these person for these ones right here that I'm going to drop right quick. But I know in 6 months that's going to come and it's going to come right in time after I drop these other few videos. You get what I'm saying? If
True.
it's like, if you're giving them a routine of a year of videos, then it's like, all right, let me drop 6 videos from this person who I know the return is gonna be like a week or 2 or maybe a month, and it's still good quality. I drop those, and then when these come, premiere them different or something. You get what I'm saying? But you
True.
gotta keep feeding them on. It dries out.
True. You pretty much gotta make sure you're organized and understand who you're going to. Pretty much, from my understanding.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, as you was growing up, you went to different elementary schools pretty much every year. Why was that? Like, why were you moving around so much?
Uh, you know, you know how it is, man. Growing up, not as fortunate as everybody. You feel me? Trying to figure it out. That's how it goes. Your
True.
parents ain't together. They going through whatever they going through, so you gotta go through what they going through.
You know, it's crazy. I have a friend that didn't have his father growing up, but he used to despite like he used to hate his dad. But as he got older, he started talking to him more, and now he understands it more better than wait
I
like as a
understand both
kid.
sides. I ain't mad at none of them.
Uh,
Everything stemmed from something. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everyone's conditioned from something. So if that's a bad seed that had a bad seed, what do you expect? You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I understand, but to my knowledge, is like the times were different and all that. So I understand where her parents went through shit, and then that stemmed from her parents going through shit and not having nothing. So and not figuring it out. So I figured out, hey, now there's different times when the technology is, we could figure that shit out ourselves, and even bring value to them and show them things they didn't know. So we have more resources, but people gotta be just open to it. I don't look at them like, man, they old and they. Now I learned from what they've been through, and I put them on to what I got going, and then that helps me out.
Okay. Well, you got kicked out of Coconut Creek. I have a lot of friends that went to Coconut Creek too myself.
Yeah.
So what year did you graduate? Or what year were you supposed to, like, you
I
graduated, correct?
graduated in time out
Okay.
in '04, but I had got kicked out in 11th grade. Then I snuck my way back in, but then they kicked me out again. But then I went there. They had me at a school of choice, which is Dave Thomas. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
remember Dave Thomas,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was out there for a while, and then I was out there for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I can't do this shit. So I stopped
It was
doing it.
that bad?
I'm like, it was straight, but it's like, man, it's just like they don't really give a fuck. You gotta really, really give a fuck and be able to pay attention even around chaos. You get what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
heard about that. Yes, about one of
Yeah,
my
that's
friends told
how
me
it
that.
was.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, I might as well just figure something else out. But then one day, my auntie was like, man, you're stupid. You ain't even graduate. And then she was like, you're dumb. You probably couldn't graduate. You get what I'm saying?
She said that to you like that?
Like that.
Man,
I'm like,
she
oh,
raw.
yeah. She like, oh, you're dumb. You couldn't graduate. Yeah. Like she talking shit, basically saying like, even if I tried, I couldn't do it. That's why I gave up on it. You get what I'm saying? I
Uh-huh.
think she used reverse psychology. I'm like, who? I can't do it. Then I went
Probably.
back.
Yeah,
And
she
I
probably
went,
knew that she the type that be like, "Oh, I can't do it. You're gonna prove her wrong."
exactly. So when she said that, I went back in a week. I just took all the work I needed to do, did it all in that week, and then graduated.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
man. I would have been smiling in her face, like, "Here, look."
I'm like, I brought her a picture, like, yeah, hat
Yeah,
dressed up, like, yeah, who dumb? Who couldn't get there?
yeah, it's
You
good. It's
feel
good.
me?
Um, so
But
you
she,
started.
she always encouraged me to do good things and all that, and tell me a lot of good stuff. But that one time, she was just real disappointed. So I could understand where she coming from. You know what I'm
Yeah. Well, if somebody love you, man, they see that you have potential, you have greatness, and they don't see that you're unlocking it. If me as a parent now, I look at it like, damn, okay, I see where my parents was coming from or my family members.
saying?
So I see where she's coming from.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
Um, yeah. So you got into music at 14 years old.
Yeah, but
So
14 when I got serious, but I've been in that. We've been in that, like getting in trouble, like recording over my dad tapes and shit. Like when
okay.
would go over there, we'll record over the tapes and shit. And then when he go to listen to it, he'll hear us. Hey, he'll hear us. He'll be mad as shit. But yeah, well, by 14, my brother, 14 around that time, my brother was like 16. Yeah, around that time. Well, matter of fact, it was more like 13, and he was 15. He got this program called Acid Pro from our homeboy, and then my dog was the brother was DJing with it, and he seen you could put your voice on that too. He was like, oh look, you could load things on there and put your voice on. So
Oh, it's a wrap.
what? Like, so he was like, man, we could record songs. We started making beats and loading beats on there, and then just start recording on that shit. Yeah, and then Fruity Loop came out after that though. Then these niggas were like, we'll record it on a fucking, Memorex. You know how that was back then, CDs.
hmm
And we'll bring it to school and shit, from middle school to high school and shit.
You was
And
passing them shits out?
passing them out, letting people hear. They're like, how the fuck you got a CD? But they're like, because back then that was unheard of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like around that time, that's when we really started seeing like, oh shit, you could do something with this. And there was no market
Okay.
around there, nothing. It's like this is all unheard of shit. Like you get what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't
Okay.
their own parties and doing certain shit at the time was like, man, that shit was crazy.
Were you just doing it for fun? Because at one point, a lot of musicians were like, they didn't really think a rapper could make it out of Broward County. So at that time, were
Did
you
it for
like,
fun, but we seen that it was doing something different. You get what I'm saying?
uh huh,
And without having without knowing what you're doing, without having a target market, because it was no market. You
uh
get
huh,
what I'm saying? Like you're gonna go through ups and downs, but you know how it is, man. Just like whoever before us took the rocks and the criticism and all that shit to the next point, and then the people before that, you level up from their last level. That's how it goes.
yeah, they passed the torch pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And then you find that you take with what the knowledge they have, and then learn with a new world that you learn. You put it together and you dominate. And then you stay in tune with the kids because they know what's coming.
Yeah, they know what's coming next. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The old heads know what you're going through, your prime, and the kids know what's coming. So if you deal with all three, you get what I'm saying?
there was a disconnect though at one point when the whole switch. Like, there was like a point where all the old heads were like, "This is not my this is not my cup of tea."
Yeah.
Were you part of that old head at first, or?
Nah, you know why? Because it happened to me. Everybody, oh, what are you listening to? When we listening to Lil Johns and the Hot Boys and all that stuff, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's not music. They use rock can't. They bring up old stuff, or they'll bring up the island music.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, and I
This
understand.
this is that real music. Let me play that for you. Let me show you this.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, but I understand, like, music stem from shit. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's influenced from something, and it stems from something. And it's new time, so it's gonna be new music. So you gotta embrace them. You get what I'm saying? Might not be your cup of tea, but that's theirs. Your cup of tea is yours. Your time, like people think their time is forever.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like you had your time. That was that time where that music was dominating. It's not doing that no more.
Anymore, yeah.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like I understand, but that's just bitter people sometimes. Sometimes you get what I'm saying? Because it still has. Why focus on something that's not your cup of tea when it has music out there in 2021 that's like old shit. You get what I'm saying?
Everything is pretty much
It's like a
sampled from
newer
another.
sound of the
Yeah,
old shit. So
exactly.
why even worry about the shit that you don't fuck with? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you probably right. It probably was some better stuff. Maybe it was because they wasn't messing with the artist itself, not the actual music. That's probably
And
what it was, probably.
and because people had no control of labels and what the labels were putting out.
Mm-hmm.
When they first were coming out, it was they'll build artists up or things like that, and it'll be organic. But now it's just like, hey, if you popping, if you sound like, oh, that sound like that sound like that, so we could just blend it with what's out already. So as long as you sound like something that's popping, and that's when everything started sounding like when
What's it?
they let a robot handle what you're hearing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all about analytics right
Don't be
nowadays.
like a
Yeah.
robot. You get what I'm saying?
What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you believe we should go back to artist development, or do you like the way things are
Both.
now?
You can do both. Like, why rule anything out? You get what I'm saying?
Uh huh. Well, nowadays the record labels are like, hey, you got a fan base, you can rap a little bit. Oh, let's go. Let's sign you
But
right now.
then when you do get a fan base, you don't need them.
Yeah. So you're not a big fan of signing to labels
I
nowadays.
don't mind if you don't want to do the work. Sign.
True.
If
You want to
they
do all the work, yeah.
if you don't want to do all the work and the deal look good, fuck with it. You get what I'm saying? You just
Yeah.
gotta read your shit, and just like they said, you can renegotiate shit at any time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all on you. You just gotta put that foot forward, man. Make that shit happen.
Yeah.
Whatever
At
you
the end of
want, whatever you think is what happens. Whatever you put the energy towards, is what you get. So
at the end of the day, it's a
it
contract. It's like a contract when you're playing for a football team or a basketball team. You know how like the third year or the fifth year option they renegotiate stuff
yeah,
like that. So I feel like it's all about what you want and what you think is right at that time.
exactly.
But I wouldn't sign something crazy though, like a 360, because as you can see in the
Yeah,
past, Yeah, it comes to bite you later. It comes to yeah.
Like if it's not, it might not be exactly what you want, but close. Work with it.
Yeah.
Or if you might get them, it might not be exactly what they want. As long as it's closer there and it works, like you sometimes you gotta give to get. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as long as that shit don't tie you in on some forever shit, you could sign in them for this year or 3 albums, 4 albums, get them shits done, and then do your own thing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or
Do you
try your
do,
own thing and then keep it if that shit work out, or don't work out, sign with somebody.
do you give these gems to younger people that come into the studio that you do beats for?
Oh
Like, do
yeah,
you help them? Yeah. Do they listen to you or anything like that? Because when I was their age, I was hard headed. I'd be like, what is old head talking
it
about?
got certain people that listen, certain people that don't. Like a lot of people listen though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, I realized it was working when people booked me just to ask questions one time.
Oh wow.
Damn. I'm like, yeah, what beat you need? Send me the beat. They were like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, I just booked to ask questions. I'm like, all right.
That person's smart. That person's
You know what I
smart.
mean? Yeah, I'm like that. I respect them from that. I gave them all kinds of gems that day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I do it regardless anyway. Because me giving you gems ain't gonna hurt my pal. It's just gonna help yours.
I
You know?
agree. Okay. So you started off in a group called what was it, Young Stunner?
Yeah. I was in Power Money, probably first PMP, then Young Stunners and Stuntastic. You get what I'm saying? Then, solo later on.
Okay. Is everybody in that group? Are they still making music or anything like that? Or did you guys feel like you guys can be like the Migos, or what was the process of the group?
Nah, we were more like hot boys, trying to be hot boys type shit.
Oh, okay, okay.
But not even trying to be influenced, but Florida type shit. Everybody in Florida.
Hot
In
Boy,
Florida,
yeah. Everybody I talk to that
you
does
get what I'm
music,
saying?
yeah,
But
they're influenced by Hot Boy somehow.
yeah, but we was influenced by a lot of people, but mainly them. Like you get what I'm saying? We used to love that shit. With DMX, of course, when that's first dark as hell, it's dark and hell is hot. And even Busta when he first dropped that shit, that man, like it was some shit out around that time. But the Hot Boy came out and we related to that shit the most. You get
RIP to DMX, man. I didn't realize how much he affected everybody's music career. Like he did a lot.
everyone, bro. I don't like
Yeah.
growing up. Like people be like, "Oh man, these niggas is fake. They ain't really like them, man." Growing up, everybody around me like me. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Everybody who I know liked them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was pretty big. He was pretty big. The movies, I liked them. Yeah, he's not gonna be missed.
I like his whole portfolio, man. I like that he
Yeah,
was present. He was a present person. He was him all the way.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So like that's a blessing. A lot of people 95, some 80, some 50, some so it's like, everybody finds a part of themselves every day. So for him to show that he's human while being you know what I'm saying, a mega star,
Artist, yeah, megastar, yeah.
it's unheard of, and it's amazing, man, that we was able to share that time with him. You know what I'm saying? Be able to witness that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say this too. RP to Shadow too. I'm not sure if you know who Shadow was. He was
Shout oh
security guard for 6ix9ine and Logan Paul or
oh
Jake
yeah, yeah.
Paul.
I
I'm
heard
not
about
sure
it
which one of them.
earlier today. That's crazy, man. RIP that boy, man.
Yeah. I only met him once, but that one time I met him, he was a cool dude, bro. Like I had him booked him for one of my shows, my Art Basel event, and he looked out the pricing. He looked out. He locked my whole thing down. He was actually pretty good at his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sorry to hear that, man. My condolences for that, for real.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get back into Max Volume. Is that your studio or like what's your role in Max Volume?
But yeah, man. I'm. It's a studio, but it's also media and everything. It's like a whole hub of entertainment hub. We have a
Okay.
club, and I could even like walk the laptop in there and show you
Okay.
the club and all that shit. But it's me, my brother, um, Rich and Happy. That's my brother partner in Vivid Imaginations. That's another group that we work with right now. But it's them. It has a lot of people that's involved. Like, but yeah, I'm basically one of the main members and owners.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you this: how do you cater to each artist when it comes to make like producing for them? Like, because I know every artist got a different style. So, like, how do you say, okay, this is going to work for this artist, or like, what's your process?
Like whatever's natural for them, like whatever sound natural for whatever. I just tell them to do it over and over till it sounds like in your head, like when I'm recording them up. There's certain sound they want. I make them sit there and pick sounds with me, like just so it's like something they like. You get what I'm saying? I'll cook
Mm-hmm.
up in front of them. I like to do that instead. Like I rather cook up in front of you type shit. Like when I'm producing, as in making beats for artists. You get what I'm saying? And when it comes to engineering, like it's all on with that. It's all on them, man. Whatever their energy is, I try to,
Match it.
keep that momentum going. And you get what I'm saying. Even if their energy low, I try to bring it up to where I'm at, so I won't let them leave with a bad project. Like you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I suggest things and all. Like people be like, man, that shit was. You ever get trash music? Like you will if you let it be trash. You get what I'm saying? But if you
Yeah.
put your input, you ain't gonna get no trash music. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's good, man. That's
It's
good.
how you ask too. Like, nah, man, that shit ain't. Hey, do this, bro. Like, nah, they ain't gonna understand that. Like, it's like, yo, yeah, that was on point, but won't you try saying it like this? Like, or if you can do something and take the extra step, do it and let them hear it. I do that a lot. I'll just while they're in the booth recording, I'm listening to it was editing, chopping shit. Oh shit, man, I done added an ad lib, all kinds of shit. Like let them hear it, chop some shit in. Be like, oh shit, damn, you did that from yeah,
Oh, okay. So you be helping them out for real then.
yeah. Man, I sometimes they'll just do a whole song. I'm like, that's the hook. That like you go freestyle the whole shit.
Yeah.
That's the hook. Chop it, make that the hook. Some of them just they know what they doing already, and then, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All over the place, man. Some people are real conditioned to um, make art. Some people like they need a little help, but I'm not gonna sit and judge their music without giving them a fighting chance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do they be crediting you on the music? You know, Kanye be like everybody in the room that when he made a verse, he'd be like everybody gets a credit.
Like not all the time, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I fuck with me.
True.
That's
Yeah,
hey,
your
look,
value pretty
once you
much.
see the
Yeah.
paper, if you want to get really want to find out, then just go look up the real paperwork. You'll find out. You get what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't, like some people credit me, and I respect that and I appreciate it. And but those who don't, it's straight. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know
Okay.
all of them. I don't know all of them like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just here. I'm here to make sure I give you a good vibe and to make sure that you get the best work possible, bro. You get what I want it to sound like how it is in your head.
I agree.
And before you leave.
All right. What are some things that people don't know that producers go through with artists?
Um, or to go through that. Um, sometimes just niggas be unorganized, but shit, we be unorganized here and there too. So I don't judge nothing. It's just anybody who I usually don't work with people that is gonna be a problem with. That's all it is. No, you should if your work speaks for itself, don't work with just anybody, man. Work with people that's gonna respect you and respect your things. You get what I'm saying? Work with who's
Okay.
you have real chemistry with. You get what I'm saying? But here and there, like when I work for I still work with them and all that. But when I work at other studios and stuff, and they just send me anybody, it's just you gotta control the energy.
Do you do your research like when other studios send you people that you don't know? Like, do you listen to their music before they come on?
Nah, like sometimes nah. I just when they pull up, I just Find out if they want auto tune or not.
Remember auto tune? People used to criticize auto tune. Now auto tune is normal.
Now that shit go crazy, but
Yeah.
really it never stopped. It just the music that was out slowed down. The popular people that's in the industry slowed down on it. But as in the engineer world, that shit never really stopped.
Do
You
you
know,
think T-Pain was the OG of that, or
he was he made it big. But
okay?
remember on Return of the Mac, they used to use that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. That was auto tune.
Yeah, all that shit, auto tune, man. Back
Oh,
then,
wow.
they used to use auto tune all the time, man. But that and
Man.
them them auto tunes and them sound engine shits. I forgot what you call it. I clutter brain right now.
True.
But yeah,
Damn. All
shit.
right. Before we wrap it up, I did want to bring up seeing that you met Rizza in Cali. How was that? Like,
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
because I know he has like an open mind. So like, how was like talking to him? Like, how was that whole thing? Like,
It
how
was
was it?
just like it was amazing, man. Just the gems that these people give you, it's crazy, man. Like especially when they don't have to. It's just amazing to be in the presence of some greatness like that. You know what I'm saying?
Was there any tips he gave you or anything like that?
You know, that consistent thing. You can't stop and don't let nobody, um, make sure you learn your business, don't stop, and make sure you're around the right people. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, because I'll be listening to old interviews and everybody that I wanted to make a song with Prince, the first question he'll ask is, "Do you own
Me,
the rights?"
nah, that's real, man. That's real. He's right though. You should. It should be like that because you wanna make sure it's gonna come out. Like that's why most of the time, like I do work with a lot of people, but I only work with people that I know gonna put the effort towards making their music do something or try. You get what I'm saying? It's not necessarily mean it's gonna go somewhere, but you at least taking the effort. You get what I'm saying? But if you just think you're gonna do music and just sit, nah, I don't work with them.
All right. Well, my last question is, what was your thoughts on the officer getting charged, Derek?
I'm like, yeah, that's a start, but yeah, they need to like basically it should come out of their money.
Oh, as far as what? Like, break it
Pension,
down. Like,
like
oh,
all the
so you
fees.
think every cop should all the cops or just?
I'm saying like out of his,
Oh, okay.
like whoever, you get what I'm saying, it should
Yeah.
affect them, and they should really start charging these people for the real charges of once you go against the law and do certain things, you should get the full charge like how we would.
Yeah, I agree with that because
Uh, uh,
he got charged, but it wasn't like the extreme. It was like the easiest, like the yeah, the
second
basic. Yeah,
like he didn't have his knee on
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the crazy part about it was the lawyer trying to defend him.
You know, that's how I go. Of course, they try to make some people just like boil inside, like. But I understand. Of course, you're gonna try to make yourself look good, as long as it doesn't work.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Out of all the cases, his case, the officer got charged, but there's so many cases before him that I was like,
Yeah, that they look. The reason why he got charged is because America got mad. If
okay,
America didn't get mad, bro, he would have not got charged. Bro.
yeah. Some people said it's because of the video, and I'm like, how many other videos that came out with the other cases
Videos
and
come
nothing
out,
happened?
but look, when it's just us mad, they don't care. Oh, it's just them mad.
Oh, that's what you say. It's like so you're pretty much
America
talking about America, the whole yeah,
more than us was mad. You
yeah,
get what I'm saying? So that's where the problem is. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
That some
Wow,
people went put that extra foot forward to make sure shit went down.
yeah.
I'm with you guys. I can see it now. Like you get what I'm saying? You know,
Oh my god.
you already know how they go, man.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
see, bro,
believe it or not, some of these people, I'm not gonna lie,
I
they
don't.
really didn't see it at first. They really, when you said that,
No, of
you
course,
thought, yeah, because they live in their own world.
exactly. And I understand that they live in their own world, so that you just don't deal with them. That you don't converse with them. They're in their own world. Like you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you
But you
got to
can't
know
ignore
who to
something
talk.
like that, though. You can't ignore. If you
Can't
ignore something like that, I just don't want to deal with you at all, pretty much, because
at
it's like
all.
you're just,
You
yeah.
but people do. Like you ever seen that? It got a new Netflix thing called Distant Strangers or something. With
I didn't see that one yet. I got to check it out then.
it's short as hell, right? I ain't even gonna tell you what the end is, but it's like I'm just gonna say like it basically shows they don't care.
Wow.
I know what I'm doing, so
I think it's I think it's a power thing.
you got to go watch it and see what happened over and over, right? And then you just gotta see that shit. They
What's the
know
name of it? Distant cousin?
two distant strangers, and that has
Two distant stranger. Okay.
the rapper from New York, man.
Davies.
Not Dave East, man. Joy Badass. He's
Oh,
acting in
okay.
it. There's Joy Badass acting in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you're gonna find it. But watch that shit. It's short as hell. But the end shows you like that's basically what that is. Like you get what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Once no one knows, just us two, man. You can go watch that shit. But yeah, man.
It sounds like his police report. Derek's police report was he put the opposite of what happened of the
Like,
video.
you feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
He thought it was just within the circle, pretty much.
it's like that's how you know like it's wrong. It's a cop, it's a system. Cause
It's not just a system; it's a cult. It's a gang.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's
Yeah.
that system that has cults in it that makes it happen like that. They're being trained wrong because if they weren't being trained wrong, now that they know they have what do you call these again? The cameras,
The
body cams,
webcams,
right?
body cameras.
Now that
Yeah.
they have body cams, right? And they know they have body cams and they're still doing the wrong shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That means you being trained wrong then.
Yeah.
Because you would know what to do because you know you would get in trouble. You get what I'm saying? And they still
Yeah.
doing the fuck shit. Or they just really don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying?
It's sad.
People gotta be more family oriented, man. Like if certain things happen, like it was a disconnect, but now it's getting back together. With
Uh-huh.
neighborhoods, people to see somebody and not know who they is, so it's like, oh, they just film it. Damn, that person getting fucked up over there. You get what I'm saying? But now people are getting more connected. Let everybody know that's Jonathan walking down the street. And then the cops mess with him. Hey, why are you messing with Jonathan? Somebody gonna call Jonathan mom and them. Hey, you better, hey, you get what I'm saying? Now that everybody's involved with each other, shit like that can't like you're gonna get held accountable because everybody knows each other and they're actually gonna fight for each other. People will
Yeah.
start helping because they know if they're connected more. You feel what I'm saying? But most
Yeah.
people are staying to themselves and certain shit to where it's like they're desensitized and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna record that shit. Hey, you shouldn't do that. Are you supposed to be doing that? Like they tripping, man.
What's your thoughts on this? My co-host that couldn't make it today, he usually says, well, how can we stop? How can we fix that if we can't even fix the problem in our own culture, black on black crime?"
I'm saying where black crime is started from.
From them, yeah,
So we just gotta change our circumstances. Of course, if you put everybody in a fucking corner with nothing, what's gonna happen?
yeah,
Yeah, it just happened to be black. You just pointed out that it's black on black crime, but there's white on white crime. But look, you got if you go to a fucking trailer park, that's all a lot of white people and other people, right?
mm-hmm.
But it's hella crime and robbing and shit there too, right? That just shows poverty-stricken places have more crime, and the places that are more poverty-stricken happen to be black on black.
And Don't forget, the CIA brought drugs into the neighborhood.
And we knew that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like that, it's called a project. Before, look, remember before buildings went up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was all houses. And people was owning houses and shit. And then there was jobs at the warehouses and shit like that. And back then, black families and shit owned shit because they was together, family and together. The factories and things like that. They own factories and things like that, and they own land and places. But once they cut them from being able to do that and started building buildings up and then brought the drugs there, what was supposed to happen?
Yeah, we seen the money that was coming out of it. We wasn't getting opportunities doing other things.
You stopped us from being able to get jobs and certain shit, put us in a certain spot and drop drugs. What's supposed to happen? Cut us out from middle class to the lower class. We became projects and shit. Like, what do you expect? And then niggas still make it out.
They didn't like that. They didn't like that at first, but then they seen how much money they were making in sports. So
look, people like black on black crime and shit, like, but and how we need to get our shit together. When we did what they did, they bombed us. Like we were. So I'm trying to understand where people coming from. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. I'm definitely gonna bring you on for part 2 because we can have a lot of conversation about this.
You can find me Cre8tive God on everything, man. Request my shit on 103.5 too, man. You know what I'm saying? Cre8tive God on everything. That's how you spell that motherfucker right there.
So DJ Nasty, stop playing.
Yeah, DJ Nasty. Shout out DJ Nasty. Shout out Bulletproof and Papa Keith for playing my shit like that on the radio the other day. Like my shit was spot on, got him. I appreciate you playing. And Young Chase, man. Young Chase 215, man. Shout out to my boy them. You feel what I'm saying? They done played your boy on there. But yeah, follow me on everything. Cre8tive God, Cre8TIVEGOD, man.
No problem. Hey, tell Monty I said what's up.
I got you. All right, take it easy, man. For the culture.